As you do, Chris, let me know as it come up with the live.
We're ready. We're live.
Fantastic. So thank you, my darling brother Chris, for being here and being a beautiful support in this space, because today's the 5th of the 6th, 2022, and there is a new metamorphosis that I'm going through that I'm personally wanting to share with you all. Of humanity is broken and the old is not fixable. So I want to thank you for being here, because some souls are checking out, pulling back. Others are feeling a final veil has lifted, are having new breakthroughs and realizations. The list of what souls are feeling right now is endless, as is our soul as we inhabit our human bodies during our earth adventure, in taking humanity to a place never reached before. We are in new territory. We have never been here before. So this is a welcome message and clearing. Thank you for choosing to come here to uptake with your higher self from source for you. We're anchoring in and grounding, so wiggle your toes, move your fingers, allow your human senses, the sensations, because this is real. This is our reality, as not all share from a clear vessel of pure, divine, unconditional love, as shared here in this magical, private, divine, sacred space. I'm now opening up to share with you all from a new, intimate space. And what's coming through is blue Buddha energies of purity and healing. When meditating on this color, anger can be transformed into wisdom. The biggest emotion that is at the forefront, that is releasing en masse, has been anger. Massive anger that many of us have been transmitting through ourselves. So I'm bringing through a collective, massive anger, divine healing first up. So feel your energy space being cleansed with this beautiful blue Buddha energy coming through you. Because this is New Earth 5D Pioneer energies that you're invited to join your higher self with the divine to uptake from source. Tilt our head back. Galactic breath and release. It was very intense coming in, Chris. How are you, my darling brother Chris? That was a very big energy intro to come in, to settle in now, to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, totally right.
Yeah, words have vibration and their energy, and I choose and I'm guided every word deliberately. And Chris is holding space with me today, as the beautiful divine masculine does, in supporting the divine feminine, as this metamorphosis is so massive that after 26 years of being behind the scenes and an ascension pioneer and trailblazer, pushing and pushing and pushing through energies, and slowly over those years pushing through to come to a place of, we have now reached a place of, as beautiful Nicole McIndoe wrote, the veil has fully lifted. The last one is past the post for those with eyes to see peace. So I'm just going to say that thank you, Nicole, for that. Spot on, as it ties in with what I'm going to bring through that is so important for humanity, that I'm choosing to personally voice this with the support energetically of my beautiful brother, Chris, because the words alone will not explain fully how big this dimensional timeline shift is, because we're dealing with up to 3 timelines, and it's like there's 2, and now this is a 3rd, a 3 timeline energy shifting off into this whole new dimensional timeline shift. That's what is happening. Sit with this for yourself. Because most of humanity is not aware of this yet, and that's why I'm choosing to come here and voice this personally. Chris, is there something you'd like to share with this?
Yeah, and I just love to say how, it's this behind the scenes, work that we do that is really coming out, because now we're really seeing, like, all, like you're saying, the words aren't enough anymore. It's about showing up and living it, and we're seeing it in our lives now, that all the things that we've learned and prepared for this time, it's coming to this moment of actually living it, because like you say, we're being held accountable for our energy now. And as you say, the veil has been lifted, so many people are going to begin to see these things that we've been talking about, but humanity has been missing, because some just aren't there on their journey, to see what we've actually been expressing through our words, if that makes sense.
And they're growing into what it is for them. And so what that means for many of us that have been behind the scenes for a long time is, for me personally, because I'm bringing my energy in this today personally for a deliberate reason, is that okay, big shift is happening. We've never been here before. And and you wrote to me when we talked about this, Chris, that New Earth is not what people thought it was going to be. People had a perception of what New Earth is going to be like, and it's not what people thought it was going to be. Is there something more you want to share with that? There's some energies that's coming that I'm clearing, Chris. That's why I'm sort of pausing and everything. There's something coming through. So if you can keep sharing about that, otherwise I'll keep working with this and keep talking. There's something happening here. Can you feel that?
For sure, yeah. And what I'll say is, for me personally, I found that the reality of finally getting here compared to the dream is very different. There's some things that we say, like, we've had a dream and we wanted to get here for so long, but then once we finally get here, we're starting to figure out that, or I know I am, that the reality, the things that it takes to actually bring this into manifestation, into our reality, is a little bit different than what I once expected it to be. So yeah, I can totally resonate to what you're saying.
Okay, beautiful. So people obviously need to hear that from you, Chris, because that's releasing something that's fantastic. Yes, I can feel there's an energy between you and I breaking through as we're talking. And what we're actually talking about now is we're covering what's already been shared, and we're summarizing. And what you're saying, I can feel it beautifully summarizing. So that's assisting me bringing this new energy in, is to summarize what's been written and shared about before. I love what's happening here. Can you see what's happening?
New flow,
And
yep.
I'm seeing a giant cornucopia. A beautiful giant cornucopia here full of golden dragonflies that are spilling down on us with so much abundance right now. So thank you for voicing and sharing all of that. Bless. It's an honor to hear what comes through you, of your energy, of what you share, from what you've resonated with. What I have brought through personally of the divine that we share together in divine unconditional love, because I want to share this with everyone. That is from Taylor Jenkins Reid, is that people think that intimacy is about sex, but intimacy is about truth. When you realize you can tell someone your truth, when you can show yourself to them, the you in front of them bear, and their response is, "You're safe with me," that's intimacy. And when one reaches that avatar space for themselves, we then become intimate with everybody that we choose, with a close connection with whatever we do. And that's reaching that bodhisattva state as well. And that's ultimately where we reach the more enlightened, and then we live in pure divine unconditional love. Now, what is happening is that in divine unconditional love, it's always magical. Even when we are crying and releasing and venting, It is always in this light from unconditional love. We deserve nothing less, everybody. That is how it is in my life. And even as I go through a lot of shit as well, like the Schumann's resonance, when the energies come to the planet first, I know you feel them as well. And I'm bringing in my personal energy to share with you all that the Stasia resonance, I call it, also feels the energy is an ascension pioneer trailblazer coming firstly to the planet that I'm able to voice and put into words. Now, what's happened recently with me, with his latest, the portal from April to May with the total lunar eclipse, we shifted a dimension on a new timeline that is beyond these words alone that have been said before. I'm now on this new timeline in a new earth energy where I've let go of 26 years of all the platforms that I was bringing through to stop and pause and await, to slow down after 26 years is a big shift for me. Ergo, humanity. Did you want to share something, Chris, or do you want me to keep reading?
If you want, I can jump in. Yeah. And so when you first wrote about that dimensional shift, that's something that's kind of written a lot, and so like a lot of people can read that and just go over it and blow it off. But like to me, when you say something, it has that deeper meaning, and so when I felt into that more, that was almost like you're saying here, it's massive. And what I felt is in you saying that, it shows that we're reaching another rung on our ascension is what I felt like, it's like
more than another rung for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take it even further than that for
Go for
you. It's you guys reaching another rung, correct, and a big one. For me to say after 26 years, absolutely. Thank you, darling. Thank you for sharing that with others, because in being ahead of time, in real time, and the human being experiencing firstly consciously of both higher self and spirit linked with my soul in my physical in 9D is rare. And so I'm not seeing anyone that's sharing how big this dimensional timeline shift is of a quantum jump we're currently in. And again, that's why I've chosen to come and voice today, because today is a sort of a farewell for me. Because I nearly got to the point of closing my computer down. And when I say shutting the computer down, that's 144 gathering every month, the public page, the private group, one-on-ones, mentorings, the GrandMaster classes. That's taken 26 years to build up. So that's a very big point to come to. And I've come to similar places like this in the past, but nothing like I did recently. I was going through a reboot and a reset. And what I found was I was feeling on this different vibration level that where everybody else was telling me they were at, it was what I went through going through my 5D ascension. See, I've gone 5D, 6, 7, I'm residing in 9D. And for people to uptake that in their head, does their head in a bit. So what I am doing now is after all these years, I'm finally able to pull back more and let humanity go and continue with those that resonate to what I'm sharing with the divine. So I have had, and I'm still having, one of the biggest shifts in my life as an ascension pioneer trailblazer. And this is the bit, did you want to say something here, Chris, where people need to stop and focus and really listen here? That if an ascension pioneer and trailblazer of 26 years behind the scene says, I'm finally able to pull back more and let humanity go. I've been on my knees, crying, sobbing, breaking down so many time after time after time after time after time, transmuting until we were done. So there is a part of we are done. Humanity is broken. It's not fixable anymore, people. So what that means, Chris, did you want to share anything?
Sure. And what I'll say is it's kind of like moving into this new time, we really need to be conscious of how we feel with our roles, because especially if it's been a role that's been part of your heart for a long time, because with Anastasia saying this, and like even her saying that she was gonna, close the computer and walk away, that's almost like, to me, like walking away from a life, like a lifetime of, anything.
And I'm
And
unable to because I'm living in service, and I shifted
yeah,
that recently to choosing to remain here, to live here in freedom. In freedom. So it's not something that I could switch off either. When people say, well, don't go so deep, it was not something that I or anyone that's a very deep sensitive empath will not understand. It's not something we can just switch off. And when you have a role and a mission, and I've known since I was a little girl, I'm on a mission from God, you just can't switch that off. So keep going, darling. Thank you.
yes, totally. And especially when it's like a natural part of who you are, because some
Yeah.
of these things as part of our roles are truly ingrained in us. And but what I'll say is, with your role is, and I noticed this for me, is I've really had to become conscious of the way that I was feeling in my role, because as I was doing my role, a lot of it came down to survival or obligation instead of my joy. And so now what I'm finding for me is it's time to let that old role go in order to find my new joy. And in order to do that, it has to be through my passion and my freedom, so yeah,
And
if it's,
that's within firstly, if you let me, if that's
yes,
within firstly, what people are doing is looking for that outside. And
in the
Chris is talking about within here. You're just about to do a big, you don't have to
go for
share. You're just about to make a big life-changing shift. And what is that? You are going to leave your work. Woo-hoo.
Yes, and so yeah, it pretty much comes into that. So it's like a literal way of looking at it. It's me leaving my work, because
Wow.
for a long time I've held this role, and it's basically kept it's been part of keeping the school running. But now my work has come to completion, and I feel that within, because of the way I feel, the way it makes me feel. And so now I'm getting, the guidance and the message to, it's time to move forward. And even though I have no idea, it's still in the unknown, I'm still getting that pull, and now I'm feeling that, just to take that step, that first step in true faith and surrender. And I feel like I'll be, watched over and guided to the places and people that I need to.
You bet you will be. There's so many around me that have left jobs, left homes, left states, just completely. And I really, really honor all of you new ascending earth masters and pioneers that are doing this like Chris. It is a massive, massive, like, I've lived a few lifetimes in one and been married 2, 3 times and moved house all through my life. I don't need to do that now. But my walking away was nearly walking away from humanity. I've got to shift the energies now, Chris, thanks. And not shutting the computer down and remaining here in the light, because that's what the negative agenda wants us to do, guys. The light has already won. So the pushing, etc., that has been part of my role for so long, in 2.5 years, pumping out divine healing videos, that my intimate energy is in every single one of those divine healing videos, that living in divine service that I was guided to gift everyone. And where I'm shifting to now, there's another big shift coming in here, is that was pushing, that has been part of my role for years, for so many years, is done. And those of you that really know me and feel my energy of the divine will understand this more. As the role of Ascension Pioneer Trailblazer, there's a lot to that people takes a couple of years for someone to understand, and other trailblazers have pulled back because the intensity through the physical, remember, it's not just the spirits, or so many are working in the spiritual. It's about linking your spirit to your soul through your emotions, which is through your physical body, to put your feet on the ground while looking at the stars. That's what New Earth is about. It's not all done in the spiritual. So I'm actually moving away from all spiritual groups, all those spiritual contacts I've known before, and I'm now coming into this space, and I'm saying to you all here today, I will still be here for those of you that resonate, and it'll be 144 gathering every month. There will be an exchange of my time meeting you for 1 hour once a month. I'm not sure about the co-creating videos, Chris. I don't have new information on that yet. Not yet. I'm still doing one-on-one bespoke mentorings. I love them. That brings me joy. The 144 private Facebook group brings me joy. I am doing what brings me joy, and I'm pulling away and stepping back because so many people ask questions of what I've been writing for many years. What was written from 2014 is still relevant now of living words, guys. This is it. This is the big one. I'm taking a big step back of allowing everyone now to grow further into your fifth dimensional energies and beyond, whatever it is for you, of being there myself firstly, and I'm remaining here. And for those that want to come further and deeper that are called, that's what I'm here for. I'm letting all else go. Chris, what are you feeling? I can feel your energy, feeling stuff. Did you want to share anything?
The one main thing I just want to say, Anastasia, is just for everybody to take heed of what we're saying here, because everything that we're saying is really showing how big this shift has been and is and will continue to be. So, I just want to make note of that again, conscious note.
Yeah, and again, everyone will get it at the vibration level where they're at, and that's what I'm letting go of as well. I was holding the place, holding the space, being only one of 6 on this planet that's been through the abyss and back. I know that not everybody will understand. When I probably leave this physical plane, people will then may resonate more with some, maybe I'll see it in this lifetime, I don't know, will resonate to some of the stuff that I've been sharing. And I've let go of that and the peace that comes with that. So I still have my passion. It is me. I was born ready. And I know many of you were born ready too. So my Facebook 144 private group, I exchanges guided. If you feel you would like to be part of an unconditional, loving, safe space to have a continual support from the divine as I share private updates, please message Anastacia Campos on Facebook, and I can see of the divine if that's for you. And there's still every month the 144 gathering. There's one coming up soon. Email the oraclespeaks@bigpond.com, and the website AnastasiaBlueBeyondGuide.com has got registration for the 144 gathering and the information for one-on-one divine healing. So I'm keeping more of my private trailblazer pioneer energy within for those who are resonating what I bring through in voice and share at a 9th dimensional vibration. What you're uptaking here is an elevation, because we're at a massive surfacing metamorphosis right now. So if you feel you're crumbling with all the older energies that you're releasing, this is from your core inner child shadow energies that have never been revealed before. So take these words of comfort and support, because when you finish crumbling, then you get new ingredients one by one, bit by bit in small sections to create a whole brand new cake. Welcome to New Earth Energies, everyone. We're on a new horizon. Without going into anything that's been shared from anyone before, let's stay in this moment. Yes, we could say a new day dawning, and I'm moving away from saying what has already been said, because Spirit said to us not long ago, all the words have been said now. And they're just going around and around and around. So we need something new and different, because we've never been here before. This is and will be worth it. The angels and the universe will reward you accordingly, and your needs will always be met. 666. Thank you for all you're going through. You are releasing many older platforms. I've never been here after all these years, and you are right here with me, side by side. New Earth is about unity, and new unity is through community. And we here, those of you in this space with the Anastacia Blue Beyond Guide energies, are just that. So my platforms and everything I share from are changing. I'm going through this reassessing and personal reboot, and feeling firstly uniquely as an ascension pioneer to our planet. And the key is that this has been through my personal self and life, and not just writing and talking from spirit only. This is about anchoring myself in through my human physical self equals spiritual warrior goddess. in the human raw and real, so raw and real that most of the spiritual communities are not reaching this new higher heart, new earth vibration that my human vessel holds. Writing of divine living words from 20 to 14 to now that were ahead of time. So I'm allowing myself to shift into my ahead of time own personal space and sharing my energy to new platforms. Again, like I just said to you, by this I mean the monthly 144 gathering by exchange in Zoom, that you come in with other amazing masters, and being in that space with others, just being you is enough, will amplify your healing like nothing else. The GrandMaster classes is for a year. One-on-one divine healings with an opportunity, these new bespoke one-on-one divine mentoring 6 sessions in an amazing package. There's only a few available each year. And also what I share on Facebook, that's also on my website. That's where my energy is staying. I want to share now a bit personally about my trailblazer energy. And I've shared this many times before, and it came in this way to share with you today, here now. The way to the masculine is through the divine feminine. Those of you that know me may have heard this story, yet it came in another way when I wrote this recently, that I spent years in the Australian military, endured physical and psychological abuse in an environment that was a boys' club back in the 80s. To fight through that system myself with people that spirit did bring through to assist, to break an older system. This isn't the human physical in my life, in my other life, one of my other lives, of what only men were entitled to, that women were not. I was the first case accepted in the Australian military in Australia to have certain conditions accepted, that it was said due to me being a female and young, I lost my case. So I said to my rep, you go back in and you ask, where in the rule book does it say you cannot have PTSD because you're a woman and because you're 32? And of course they couldn't. And it was overturned and I won. Would you believe in my lifetime that happened with me? There was no solicitor, but it wasn't only for me. It was all females in the Army, Air Force and Navy, as my case set a precedence for all other females in Australia. Now, feel into this energy of what I personally undertook over 7 years to fight that case to the highest administrative appeals tribunal, military court in Australia. And to put that paperwork together to fight that for 7 years, there was not one solicitor in Australia that knew how to do this. This had never been faced before. No precedents had been set before. So I had to become my own solicitor and figure it out myself. And I did, and I won, and it broke me. I've spent my whole life going through this. It took the next 15 years, nearly bedridden with chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and major damage to neck and back and on and on and on, okay? That there's more to this. I've shared before. This is too big of a story to share all now. I'm just getting you to understand that when I speak and when I share as a trailblazer, firstly, I really, really mean it in the physical as well. Okay, hearing, I'm no fucking hero. I'm no different than another you. If you came and chose to do this journey in what I did, you would be able to do this too. So I share this story because it has taken me nearly 30 years to be able to speak in this way of myself with what I went through. I still don't see myself as anything different than you because it just didn't feel right. And then the first female to match on Anzac Day, what we call Anzac Day with the rifle, and the first female to do a guard of honor at a shrine of remembrance. No male had done it. Why? Because I said, why can't I? So that's all it was to me. And I had to borrow men's clothes that's important for me to share this because this is my life and I don't use my words lightly. So when I say I live, what I bring through to you all Oh, really? I do. So when I share, we are in a massive metamorphosis. The first thing one learns to ask themselves is, as Chris said, well, what does this mean for humanity and me? If Anastacia is sharing this, and to know that the way is being paved by me and you too. It is what it is. I love saying that when coming from a space of love and release. So dear souls that are guided by the divine and feel the clarion call and resonating to what Anastacia Blue Beyond Guide shares, as that's an energy direct from source with the divine, please know you have all the changes as they have come right here now. I will still be available in touch. However, I will no longer be doing, for me, the answering, the replying, feeling into all those energies of what has already been shared. I'm done with that. And it's all there, and you need to be a seeker for your soul. Chris, what would you like to share? Whew.
I would just love to say, Anastacia, that, you know, with anybody that's interacted with you, and I'll say, speak for myself personally, you know, one of the clearest things that we all get from you right away instantaneously is that authenticity. You know, what you share is not just theory or, you know, whatever has been written out there. It's what you've actually lived in your ascension, and now you're able to share that with us to help us with where we're at. And so, yeah, I really appreciate just, you know, you sharing that bit about yourself and bringing that through, because that really gives that feel to everybody of what you're receiving when when we all interact with you. You know, whether it's through these videos or the one-to-ones or the 144, it's all the same. You know, it's that unconditional love and that passion, that joy.
All the way.
Yeah.
And that I speak from, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. And whew, thank you. I'm just enjoying that energy of what you just said. That was lovely. You know, I love what I read the other day, that the time for change has come. If you feel that certain things in your life have become a burden, you need to let them go if you want to be happy. Maybe you need to stop convincing yourself that everything is okay and change something fast. That was from the 818 spiritual meaning. So today is, I'm just feeling into if there's anything else to share here, Chris, before we go, that listen to the birds. That was big. That cleared a whole big space. And this is about new energy and life boundary that is at really, really big with others, new and different ways with others. This is unknown territory. So the guilt is another big one that's come up for humanity, that the guilt needs to go. This goes back down the family line, not just what you're refilling now. And I want to finish off today with the animal totem that came at this time has been the phoenix. So thank you everyone for coming. I'm looking at some beautiful comments here. Tim has written, I can feel that you mean it. Happy to hear you're finding your time for your joy. Interesting play on words, and I always go on the play on words. It's not finding time for my joy. It is living what brings me joy. I know what you mean, Tim, and thank you. I know you understand when I translate and transmute, when people write things into another way and I shift it and I shift things around of a different vibration. I know where the soul is coming from, and I love taking that opportunity to do that. Rhonda said, thank you for what you shared today. All is new. Rhonda's feeling it as well. And I know that she has been heaps. Good morning, Tanya, Amy, Cuddy. There's lots and lots of souls. Johnny, right, awesome. Chris, so proud of your bravery and confidence in the divine. So there's lots of beautiful souls here. Some saying it's intense, loving the cornucopia. So thank you everyone for coming. And I just want to finish off here that The animal totem that has come for this time, Master Trailblazers and New Earth Pioneers, is the phoenix, yet not the phoenix rising of the ashes energy that comes to mind, what we see. This is the phoenix energy speaking strongly to our higher self. Now, before I read this out, I am being asked to let everyone know when the next masterclass is. Sorry, not the next masterclass, the next 144 gathering number 5 in a private Zoom space. On 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, the 19th of June. So that will be in 2 weeks from today. So that has a limit capped for that. So I will email those that have come before, and this is just reminding others, and I will share about that soon. So the 19th, so in 2 weeks' time, if you want to join into more New Earth Pioneer of this enjoy and freedom and energies for you to uptake, you are invited as guided. So Chris, is there anything else you want to share, darling, before I read about the phoenix and we uptake this energy?
I just want to say thank you, Anastacia, for bringing me on here today with you. You know, it's always a blessing and a joy just to be here and hold this space with you, and, you know, to share my light. And, you know, because this is truly my passion, and I love doing this work. You know, it's truly what makes a difference now in us being able to shine our light to the fullest extent, I feel. And like I say, so just thank you for coming on and sharing with us again today.
Oh, thank you to you and to everyone that was invited. Again, we don't know about the co-creating videos. Every one of these videos is such a healing, isn't it? And it's the joy and the passion, and thank you for coming and holding the space so beautifully. It takes a strong male to be able to hold a space with the divine feminine. It really does take someone special, and you are someone very, very special.
It's an honor, sister. Thank you.
And I often share about linking our spirit with our soul. And our spirit is linked with our higher self as the next rung up the energy chain to our monad. So the phoenix speaks strongly to our higher self and spiritual pursuits. You are about to go through a burst of magical awareness and insight. And so I'm seeing sun, the Ra energy, is coming in right now. Phoenix symbolism and meaning are recognized by anyone who has experienced a major initiation or transformation. So add to the metamorphosis. This is a major initiation or transformation you are going through for you to uptake. See this golden sun here? It's getting bigger, it's expanding. It's a beautiful golden sun. Are you facing some of the most challenging moments of your life? Are you grieving and wanting to heal all old emotional wounds? To heal old emotional wounds? Phoenix teaches how to endure in trying times while giving yourself time for healing. So uptake this golden sun, Ra, Phoenix energy that is being presented as a sun right in front of us right now. And I will read from 818. And Spirit's asking you place that energy into your solar plexus right now. There it goes in. Feel that uptake. See your campfire with the logs and the flame, and reignite your campfire. Place the sticks, light the flame, and then see that in your solar plexus. There it is. Breathe. It's your place of power, your personal place of power. The time has come. The time for change has come. If you feel that certain things in your life have become a burden, you need to let them go if you want to be happy. Maybe you need to stop convincing yourself that everything's okay and change something fast. And if you're in that, that is fantastic, because emergency energies are here for many behind the scenes. So just like you, everyday souls on a mission of light, a light that has been hidden for so long. We're here to make a change by living our light. I'm reminding you to keep picturing that sun in your solar plexus, in your place of power, masters. So thank you so much. And if you feel the call to join other masters in the 144 gathering, the Oracle speaks at bigpond.com. It's a safe space. And just remember that we are living in divine freedom and choosing to be here to help with humanity's greatest achievement of we've never come this far or been here before, masters. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody joining us today. I was aiming for 30 minutes, Chris.
That's how it goes when we're being free to be us, right?
No, it's complete. And the finishing off today is I am complete, is what we need to say to ourselves. Hand on our higher heart. I am abundance. I am free to be me. And my final personal private one that I've been saying for many years is there was no one else I would rather be than me. My love to you all. I look forward to sharing in the new soon, the bits and pieces on Facebook and everything else I've shared here today. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful, blessed day and night wherever you are. Woohoo, let's go. All right. Bye, Chris.
Bye,
we'll talk
everyone.
soon.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
Anastacia.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, masters.